Mistakes by CSIS and the RCMP are behind a huge settlement of 3 men wrongfully linked to terrorism. They were all jailed and tortured in Syria and returned to Canada with their reputations destroyed. Ottawa apologized earlier this year, but the amount of the payment was kept secret until now. CTV senior political correspondent Glen McGregor has the exclusive details. Glenn?
Sandy, CTV News has learned the government paid out a big figure, $31.3 million, to compensate the 3 men. After the 9/11 attacks, Ottawa's Abdullah al-Malki was jailed in Syria for 22 months after the RCMP and CSIS sent out an international alert saying he'd been on their watch list. Tortured in prison, he falsely confessed to being a close associate of Osama bin Laden. The RCMP suspected that Ahmed al-Mahdi was planning an attack on nuclear facilities in Canada based on a map found in his truck. He was in prison when he traveled to Syria to get married. And Muad Nuruddin, the principal of an Islamic school in Toronto, was the subject of a bulletin sent from Canada to the CIA. He too was arrested in Syria in 2003 and held for 34 days and also tortured. 2 inquiries found negligence by Canadian officials contributed to their arrests and torture.
I found they were mistreated, they amounted to torture, a denial of their liberty.
The 3 men filed $100 million lawsuits against the Canadian government. In March, Cabinet Ministers Chrystia Freeland and Ralph Goodale issued a formal apology and said they hoped the settlements of undisclosed amounts would help them begin a new and hopeful chapter in their lives. The costs of settling quietly published this month in the government's public accounts. They do not specify how much each man received, but an even split would work out to just over $10 million each. That's the same amount paid to compensate Ottawa engineer Mahar Arar, and around the same figure reportedly paid to former Guantanamo Bay inmate Omar Khadr to settle his lawsuit. None of these men have ever been charged with any terror offenses. The government will likely justify these settlements by citing the risk of paying out far more in damages and legal costs had these 3 cases gone to trial. Sandy.
All right, Glenn, thank you for this.